welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can tell by the title, today is actually my 18-week update. Sorry in advance, I want to apologize that it took me so long to have another update. It's just been a lot going on in between the weeks in terms of getting back in the groove of work, because I'm a teacher, so I went from 2 weeks vacation to trying to get back prepared for teaching and lesson planning and doing all that, and then switching doctors and all that. But anyways, I am officially 18 weeks and 1 day today. I'm shooting on, what's today's date? Today is January 12th, 2018. So I'm officially, 18 weeks and 1 day. Yesterday was officially 18 weeks. And actually, I want to show you guys this book. It's called The Pregnancy Countdown Book, and it's by Susan McGee with Kara Nakis-Bendy. I've never heard of this book, so if you have, I guess let me know. But at our gender reveal, someone actually got us, my husband's best friend and his girlfriend, each got us a present, and he got my husband a book about being a dad, and then she got me a book on counting down to the last days of pregnancy, from all the way from the first trimester to the last day of 40 weeks. So I've been reading this and it's very informative. So we are 18 weeks today, which is what this page is on. So I'm just gonna read how to visualize your baby to you guys. So for 18 weeks, day 154. And actually the days in this book, it goes down as each week. So it's like a countdown. So day 154, how to visualize your baby. Your baby is about 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters long, or about the length of a large baked potato. He weighs almost 7 ounces. Well, now we know it's a she, so she weighs almost 7 ounces, which I'll have to tell y'all about that because I did go to the doctor last week. She weighs almost 7 ounces, which is 198 grams. She's busy doing her aerobic workout with some very impressive kicks that you will feel any day now. If your baby is a boy, his penis and scrotum are visible. If your baby is a girl, her uterus and her fallopian tubes are now formed. Her vocal cords are developed, but without air. She can't test them out. Your uterus is the size of a big cantaloupe, and it probably feels that way, too. If you place your fingers below your belly button, you can no doubt feel it. By now, you may have gained around 10 to 14 pounds. We're gonna have to talk about that too. Expect to gain an average about 1 pound per week. All right, so that's a lot of great information that they give you in this book. And they also go on and they tell you things you could start doing in this week. So there's a to-do list, a hurry up and wait alert. So what to do if you feel something, advice from a doctor or a mom, some more information. It's a lot of information they give you for each week. So for this week, they have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages of information for you to read. So I thought that was interesting. 18 weeks, almost halfway there, so I'm very excited. My husband and I do have a name picked out. There's a name that my husband keeps going back and forth on, and then there's a name that we agreed on. So I'm totally down with the name that we agree on. The other name, and once I tell you guys, I'll tell you what we've been going back and forth on, which name is which. The other name, this morning he woke up and was like, you know, God just put it on my heart that we have to have this name for the child, and I really want my first daughter to be named this, and yada yada yada. And it hurt my heart so much because I feel like I really wanted to give him what he wants, but at the same time it's like I like the name. You ever, like, tell me if you've been through this. I like the name, but I don't like it for our daughter. Maybe a middle name, maybe, but I just don't like the name for our daughter. Like, I know what I want and it's just not what I want. So let me know how you guys figure out names, and how you and your spouse figured it out. But yeah, because we want to start telling people, like close family and friends, not announce it on Facebook or any other social media, but we want to tell close family and friends so that you know, for baby shower gifts, because we do want to get like blankets and stuff monogrammed, but we got to figure it out. But let me tell you guys what's been happening though. The last video that I posted was our gender reveal. That was around 15 weeks, and before that I posted the 14-week update. And in the 14-week update, I had mentioned that I was gonna go to the doctor's office the following week, 15 weeks, and be able to hear the heartbeat and all that stuff. So went to the appointment, arrived 15 minutes late. I told the doctor's office that I was going to, that I work an hour from where I live, so all my doctor's appointments and everything is close to where I live. And unfortunately, my appointment starts around rush hour. My appointment was for 4 o'clock, and no, it was for 4:15. My appointment was for 4:15, and traffic in Dallas can start around like 3 o'clock, 3:30. So, especially in this area where I live, like, there's so much corporate offices and buildings and jobs, so everybody's like leaving work around the same time. So I'm calling them and I'm like, I'm 2 exits away, but I'm probably not gonna be there in 15 minutes the way this traffic is going. And they're like, okay. Mind you, every time I go to this office, I never go in for ultrasound or to see a doctor or a nurse. Minimum, the wait minimum is 15 minutes when I arrive. So I'm like, okay. Call them, let them know I'm gonna be around 10 to 15 minutes late, no problem. So I call them and the lady picked up and she's like, well, how much longer do you think it'll be? At this point, it's like 4:10. No, it was like 4:17. And I'm like, probably another 10 minutes because I'm about to come off the exit, but I'm not, you know, then I have to find parking because the doctor's office is in a busy area. It's like in a shopping center, so I have to find parking. You know, there's a movie theater next to it, there's shopping centers, there's restaurants all around it. So finding parking and then trying to make it upstairs within 5 to 10 minutes is gonna be difficult. So anyways, I ended up finding a park, surprisingly, and I got up there. When I got up there, I was about 15 minutes late. But anyways, before I went upstairs, she was like, oh, well, we're not gonna be able to see you. You're gonna have to reschedule your appointment. I'm like, I'm only gonna be like 10 or 15 minutes late, and I've been 10 or 15 minutes late before, and they still weren't ready for me. So I had to put my foot down because I'm like, I can't, and on top of that, their attitude is very nasty. And I've been with this doctor for 2 years. Mind you, my last doctor appointment, after my ultrasound, I had to wait for the doctor about an hour for him to come into the room. So that whole appointment was like 2 or 3 hours. Did I complain? No, I didn't complain. But they want to complain that I'm late or that I'm missing an appointment. So whatever. I told her I'm not rescheduling, and I hung up the phone and I rushed to go upstairs. Got upstairs, I told them I'm here for my appointment. They said, what's your name? I said, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, oh yes, you canceled your appointment. I said, ma'am, I did not cancel my appointment. I told you that I won't be able to do that. I said, it's not my fault that I'm stuck in traffic. I left work early, which means I lose money. And long story short, they had no sympathy. My husband also came. to the appointment, met me at the appointment, came upstairs. At that time, they were already going back and forth with me. The lady was very rude. She's like, oh, you're always late. Mind you, in the 2 years that I've been there, the most I've ever been late was like 3 times. And so many times that I've been waiting in that office for so long, I've never ever complained. So again, to make a long story short, I said, I want to talk to the doctor then. Like, you guys in the front office, I feel like don't have the final authority. Guess what? The doctor did not want to speak to me, did not want to see me. So that was my last straw. I knew I was going to switch doctors anyway because they didn't deliver at the hospital that I want to deliver at. And on top of that, every single time I go in the office, I see a different doctor. You know, I felt rushed. Again, the appointments were long, and I just felt like this was not where I wanted to stay. But this kind of lit a fire in my butt to just go ahead and switch. So this was the week right before we had to fly out to Maryland. So I didn't have time to look for doctors or anything. So before this, I haven't seen a doctor since 11 weeks. So anyways, we go to Maryland. We are for about a week. So right before we get to Maryland, I had turned 15 weeks that Friday, and that's the same. We flew out that Saturday. So that Saturday I was 15 weeks and 1 day. And then we came back that following Friday, which I was 16 weeks. Okay, now that we're back, that following week, I had some time off, but I had a lot of preparing to do. I had a lot of cleaning up to do, things that I didn't get to do at home because I went away for a week. And this last week is like catching up, lesson planning, you know, cleaning out my closet, just doing all these things that I didn't get to do that I had to catch up on. So I did end up looking for a doctor, and we found a doctor, and the doctor said, well, we need to get paperwork from your last doctor, and they have to fax it over, and we have to get your consent. So I had to sign the paperwork for the consent, and it took about 2 weeks for them to get the paperwork from that last office. And this doctor's office actually does, they do deliver at the hospital that I want to deliver at, and they had good reviews. This last doctor office that I was at, actually, they had good reviews too. But, you know, I guess, I don't know how, but most of the reviews were good reviews, but somehow, you know, I'm not the only person they treated that way, because I've heard other stories, but you can't always go by reviews. So this doctor's office, I'm just gonna go in with a clear head. I'm gonna expect them to be, I'm not gonna switch again, to be honest. I'm just gonna expect them to be rude and nasty and mean. Hopefully not, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, once you're taking care of my child and you're treating me with respect, you could be rude when I'm there, but like you're valuing my time and I'm valuing your time, then we're good. So my first appointment with them is gonna be this upcoming Thursday. So I'm gonna be 18 weeks and 6 days. So I'm gonna be about 19 weeks when I go see them, and I'm gonna meet the doctor for the first time and get an ultrasound and all that. So what I was gonna say is, after reading that information in the baby book, is because we hadn't seen a doctor since 11 weeks, I went to the hospital where my husband works at because I've been feeling some pelvic pain. And I went to the emergency room and I told them, I just want to make sure everything's okay with the baby. I haven't seen a doctor in over a month, and I just want to make sure that everything's okay with the baby. So they did an ultrasound. I heard the heartbeat for the first time in the emergency room, which is sad that I had to hear it in the emergency room, you know. But I heard the heartbeat for the first time. It was amazing. My mom was there, my husband was there. We got to see the baby, and my baby was actually measuring, and this was 17 weeks. It was measuring 8 ounces. And, but in that book, it says at 18 weeks, they measure 7 ounces. But my baby at 17 weeks was measuring 8 ounces. So very healthy, everything looked fine. I remember at my last appointment, they said that the baby was low and the placenta was sitting on top of my cervix. They said that all moved up the placenta, so everything's fine. And then in terms of weight, how it's been saying that you're supposed to gain, you're supposed to be gaining like 10 to 15 pounds. I actually lost weight since I've been pregnant. I lost about 10 pounds. And I don't know if this is like a genetic thing or just a me thing, but my mom said with my oldest brother, which is her first child, she also lost weight her first pregnancy. So I'm not complaining. The baby's okay and I'm losing weight. I'm not complaining. And I think because I'm losing weight, like my belly still looks the same. To me, it looks the same. You could see the little bump when I like push it, wear tight clothing. But other than that, the bump looks the same, but the baby is growing, the baby's healthy. I heard the heartbeat. It was about 154 was the heartbeat. So that was exciting. And symptoms wise, my energy's still getting back up there. My boobs have been hurting again. I've been feeling pelvic pain, and also I've been feeling flutters, like something is moving in my stomach, but I'm not sure if it's the baby that I'm feeling or if just like movement. I mentioned it to the doctor at the emergency room and they said it could be flutters, but who knows? So that's pretty much all that's been happening. I'm glad that I switched doctors. I'll let y'all know how this appointment goes in my next video. And I want to see if I'm missing anything else. Let's see. Oh, my skin's been worse, getting worse. Drier and drier. My lips been drier and drier. I've been breaking out everywhere. You can't really see it because it's tiny little bumps all over my neck and my back. But my lips, oh my gosh, I've been trying to, And then also, I don't drink milk. That's something I should mention. So my husband's actually out getting me Tums because the doctor said I may need to start taking that. And I switched my prenatal vitamins because it's been making me nauseous. So I've just been doing these chewable prenatal vitamins. And so now I'm gonna show you guys my little bump. To me, it looks the same. And then I will update you guys in my next video. So I move the chair back a little bit. 360 view. Okay, so here is I'm wearing jeans today. Let me lower this a little bit. Here is the front view of my belly. And then here is the side view. Maybe I should move the chair. Here's the side view with my belly. Move over a little bit. So maybe, to me, it looks a tiny bit bigger, it does, but not by, this chair likes to keep getting in the way, doesn't it? Not by much. My students keep asking, by the way, my students are so excited to find out the sex of the baby. A lot of them were like, I have high schoolers, so they were betting on whether it's a boy or a girl, and I showed them the video of my gender reveal. And some of them were like, oh, you owe me $10, you owe me $20. I'm like, you guys are betting on my child. But I love them though, they're awesome. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my video. And also, I'm gonna let you guys know, because this week we've been setting up our registry. I've been using Babylist. I'm gonna let you guys know how that works. And I wanna go more of the natural organic route for my child in terms of food, and I don't know. I'm probably gonna be that mom. My mom and my husband said I'm both crazy for doing the whole natural stuff, but I just wanna make sure that safe products are gonna be in their lotions and their bath wash, anything like that. So if you guys know of any websites that I can go to that sell stuff like that, I know one big one I heard of was Honest Company, but if you know of any other companies that I can go to start putting stuff on my registry for my child, please let me know. And then also any cute like monogram stuff that you know of, let me know too. All right, I'll see you guys in my next update. And thanks for watching again. Bye.